Hey guys, it's Jasma, and today I'm making a quick tutorial on how I make my own natural food coloring. I've been making my own food coloring for quite a while now and using it whenever possible in desserts because I like to have a nice and natural color that doesn't look super artificial, but also natural food coloring is more fresh and it allows you to change up the colors and also add a nice flavor to whatever dessert you're using it in. This recipe does make quite a bit of each color, but you can always just store it in the fridge and use it whenever you want to. Today I'll be making yellow, purple, red, brown, as well as some green. First I'll be starting off with my yellow, which I'm using fresh mangoes for. You can use either fresh or frozen fruits, it works fine either way. So for the mangoes, I like to puree it because it's just a little bit hard to just simply mash through a strainer, which is exactly what I'm doing for the rest of these. But I'm just going to place this into a small blender. You can also use a food processor and just blend it until it's smooth. Alright, once it's nice and smooth, I'm going to take it out and pass it through a sieve to make sure there are no lumps in this food coloring. Microwave this at 30-second intervals, stirring in between each one to make sure the mangoes do not explode in the microwave and make a huge mess. Once it's thickened and condensed like so, it may take about 2 minutes. Cover it with some plastic wrap and then place it into the fridge while we work on the rest. Next, I'll be making purple with blueberries. These were frozen, but I let them thaw at room temperature, so now they're really nice and soft. This is a very small amount of blueberries, so I didn't use a blender to puree it. I took a fork and mashed it up until it became mushy, and then pushed it through a strainer to get rid of those seeds and lumps. I then microwaved at 30-second intervals as well, stirring in between each one to make sure I receive a thick and condensed mixture without burning it or making a big mess in my microwave. It took me about 2 minutes, but it may vary for you. Then just cover with a plastic wrap and place it into the fridge. For the red, or maybe this is on the pinkish side, I used frozen raspberries that I allowed to thaw at room temperature. The steps for this are pretty much the exact same as the blueberries. Just mash it up, pass it through a strainer so that you get rid of seeds and lumps, and then microwave at 30-second intervals, stirring in between each one until it becomes thick and condensed. If you over microwave it, you can always add a little bit of water, stir it together, and it'll be just fine. Cover as well, and then place into the fridge. Lastly, we have 2 more colors, green and brown. I'm no longer going to be using fruits to create this color. Instead, I'm going to be using powders. This just makes life a little bit easier since it's already there and you just can mix it with a liquid so that it turns into a paste. So for the green, I'm using some matcha powder, and to that I'll be adding a little bit of milk. Just add enough milk so that the powder can turn into a paste that is not super thick or super runny. You don't want to add the powder straight into whatever you're trying to dye, for example a frosting, because the matcha powder will clump up and it won't distribute its color evenly. And finally for the brown, the steps are exactly the same, just add enough liquid for it to form a paste that is mixable into whatever you're trying to mix it into. So that's it with these all natural food colorings. You can see we have lots of options here for you to choose from, and all of these ones you can change up with different ingredients. So for the red, again, you can use strawberries or you can use beets. There are different ingredients that you can use to create different colors. And also feel free to get creative with the color combinations. So maybe add a little bit of red to the yellow to make an orangey shade. You can make lots of different variations because it's so customizable. And you can make a lot of these at once and just store it in the fridge. Make sure you put it in an airtight container, or you can even put it in the freezer depending on how long you plan on storing this for. One thing to keep in mind though is the ones that you use fresh fruits to create, I don't recommend putting into baked goods. Because if you bake fresh fruits, it's going to turn into a different color and it won't stay the way that you want it to. So the ones I have today I recommend you using for things such as frostings or non-baked goods. So for example, I'll be using it in my white chocolate Easter cheesecake. It's going to have lots of pastel colors. It works best that way because it makes sure the fruits stay fresh and the color that it actually is. So I really hope you could try these out. Let me know what other colors you come up with. Thanks for watching and see you guys next time. Bye!